Good? Go ahead, sir.
And for Terrence, are you ready to feel the Mexican power, Terrence?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Keep Canelo's name out of your fucking mouth, Terrence Crawford. There's levels to this, and he's levels above you.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch.
Can't go with what you are. Have you read the papers? Do you know what everybody says? It's suicide. You've seen him. You know how strong he is. You can't win.
So with all the discrediting Eddie Hearn has done since Devin Haney beat Brian Norman, Eddie Hearn, he finally comes out and admits that his own fighter, Conor Benn, cannot beat Devin Haney, which is why they don't want to fight Devin Haney. And this is the reason why Conor Benn, he says all this crazy stuff on the internet, trash talking about Devin Haney, but he never says he wants to fight Devin. He never says, let's make that fight happen next. And you know, I find it so ironic that Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn, they want to criticize Devin Haney's performance against Brian Norman, but no one, at least in America, was interested in Conor Benn's last fight against Chris Eubank. In fact, I didn't even watch that fight live, and I watch almost every fight live. I tried to watch the fight 3 days later on YouTube, but I couldn't get past 3 rounds of it, so I turned it off. Because all it was sloppy punches and both fighters falling into clinches. Although I did notice Conor Benn in the first 2 or 3 rounds I watched, I noticed Conor Benn, he made adjustments and he tried to box more in this fight. Because in the first fight, all he was doing was just winging hooks. This time around, Conor, he was bouncing more on his toes. He was more reliant on his jab, setting up his jab to land his right hand. But overall, my whole point is, by way of contrast, the whole boxing world was anxious to see Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. That was the only fight that fans were talking about. In fact, it was one of the most anticipated fights of the year. There was nobody talking about Conor Benn versus Eubank before the fight or after the fight. So anyway, with that being said, Eddie Hearn, like I said, he came out and, you know, he damn near speaking a different language that can easily be translated. He's speaking in codes. Matter of fact, I'm about to play the clip. And Devin Haney, he even retweeted what Eddie Hearn said, and he said, read between the lines.
If I'm looking at styles for Conor Benn, it doesn't matter if it's styles for Conor Benn. Devin Haney is not an easy fight. Like, he's going to tie you up. He's just going to run. He's going to box. He's not going to look to stand and fight.
Devin Haney, like I said, wagering to 140 at 147. I think he's a lot stronger, and he's not.
Conor Benn would probably, you know, I think he has the style to really ruffle Devin Haney, but also Devin's tough to beat. So I don't look at that as an exciting fight.
So you heard what he just said right there, right? Devin Haney will be tough to beat. So I don't look at that as an exciting fight. So in other words, he's saying if my fighter is going to lose, ain't nothing exciting about that. You see, Eddie's meaning of the word excitement is a different meaning than the actual definition. Losing is never exciting, and that's all Eddie is saying.
What I look at as an exciting fight is Conor Benn against Ryan Garcia. And Turki Al-Sheikh said on Saturday that could be a potential fight for Cinco de Mayo. You know, that's a massive fight for the WBC world title. Conor's in a brilliant position. Everybody's calling him out. Shakur's been on the phone. You've got Rolly Romero, you've got Lewis Crocker. You know, all these world champions want to fight Conor Benn. So he's one of the biggest stars in boxing right now. So we're in a great position.
So of course it's more exciting to fight Ryan Garcia, a man coming off of a loss and hasn't had a win in over 2 years. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia creates a great story because you got 2 of the biggest cheaters in the sport going head to head. So Eddie Hearn was trying to say in a nice way that his fighter Conor Benn has no chance against Devin Haney. He can't come out and say it that way because Conor is his fighter. Now, of course, if he had nothing to do with this fight, that's exactly how Eddie would have said it. But it's not just Eddie that feels that way. Conor, he feels the exact same way. He has no confidence that he can beat someone as skilled, as gifted and talented as a Devin Haney. Because he knows fighting someone like Haney is putting the video game on very hard mode. You hear Eddie saying over and over, man, you know, Devin Haney's style is too difficult. He's a hard fighter to beat. But while he's telling the truth, at the same time, he tries to throw shade. He tries to discredit Devin Haney by saying, you know, he's going to move, he's going to box. So in other words, fighting someone who really knows how to box will never be what Eddie Hearn considers an exciting fight. Remember, Eddie, he has a different definition of the word exciting. And coincidentally, what Eddie is saying right now when it comes to Devin Haney possibly fighting someone like Conor, he said the exact same thing leading up to the talks of Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. He kept saying, oh, you know, I don't think Canelo wants a fight like that because Crawford, he's just going to box and he's going to move. And I think Canelo, he wants a more exciting fight, like against an Edgar Berlanga or Jaime Munguia.
Not speaking on Canelo's behalf because I don't represent him. I don't think he's overly interested in the Terence Crawford fight because I think he'll be thinking, I'm not going to get any credit for beating Terence Crawford. He's a 147 pounder who's just moved to 154. You're asking him to move up to 168 and fight a guy that's going to massively outsize him. And also, at this stage in Canelo Alvarez's career, stylistically, I'm not sure he wants to fight a mover that he's going to be chasing around the ring. And I think that was the case when he boxed Charlo. I don't think he enjoyed that fight. I think he enjoyed the Munguia fight because it was a young, big super middleweight coming to win. I think he'd have the same kind of enjoyment out of an Edgar Berlanga fight.
And then as soon as the Canelo Crawford fight got announced, Eddie Hearn, he picked Terence Crawford to win the fight, which once again proves when Eddie Hearn says, I don't think he wants to fight a style like that, he means, I don't think my guy or Canelo wants to fight someone who's going to beat him. Now, usually I would say somebody like Eddie, he's terrible for the sport of boxing when it comes to him trying to stop the biggest fights from coming to fruition. But when it comes to Conor Benn, no one really cares who Conor Benn fights. No one cares if he ducks Devin Haney or not, because right now Conor Benn, he's pretty irrelevant. But I tell you this, if let's say Ryan Garcia were to beat Mario Barrios, which I don't think he will, but let's just say if he did beat Mario Barrios and then Conor Benn fights Ryan Garcia and Conor beats Ryan, then Conor, he becomes very relevant in the sport, at least when it comes to potential opponents for Devin Haney. But as of now, he's extremely irrelevant, so he could duck whoever he wants to. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Man, are you tired of paying crazy cable bills? Ditch cable and get the power of Block TV, the ultimate pay-as-you-go alternative to cable TV. Stream all your favorite live sports, boxing, MMA, pay-per-view fights, plus premium channels like Showtime, Stars, and HBO, all in one app. Watch your favorite TV shows and movies. No more switching between Netflix, Hulu, or Max. All for just $35 a month plus tax. Never any contracts. Cancel anytime. And use promo code DBNation to get 30% off your first month. So to get started, just go to getblocktv.com. Once again, that's getblocktv.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
Anyone who's ever had it understands shoulder pain is no joke. It can keep you up at night. Once it's in pain, it stays in pain all the time. You find yourself popping all kinds of painkillers. Then you find yourself trying to figure out what the problem is. You go see doctors, you go see surgeons, you go see physical therapists, massage therapists. The shoulder in particular has 4 different joints. Any one of those 4 joints can be problematic because you have these different ligaments that wrap around and hold those joints together. And then you have tendons from any one of 20 different muscles that attach to the shoulder blade that can go awry. Muscle and Bone NYC has been around serving many people, getting them out of shoulder pain and all kinds of joint pain since 2012. Contact us at MB nyc.fitness, or call us at 917-238-3650. Let's get you out of that pain.
You can just look at somebody and tell them, like, yo, you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You can look at me and tell I'm that guy. I was born like this. I was blessed with this.
I'm always hungry. Just because I'm world champion, don't stop. The main goal and objective, and that's to keep going. I'm gonna forever keep going, forever keep winning.
Just naturally, man. I know how to do this. I born for this. I born for be different. And then you only this area. No, a lot of these fighters just do rapping. I just came off a loss, and I'm down to fight the best. I'm going up to 135 to fight somebody that they think I can't beat, and I'm going to dominate him, and then I come back down to 30 and beat his ass too.
My hunger is always going to be there. I never get satisfied. I'm not satisfied. My job still isn't done. That's why. My job ain't done yet.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.